Do you feel like you're juggling all the balls? Maybe you're about to drop one, and these could be all the things. Like we're supposed to, I don't know, keep the children alive, educate them, play with them, keep them off their tablet and TV because, oh no, screen time, keep the house clean, keep my relationship alive and sexy, cook the meals, keep track of the bills, don't forget to feed healthy food to the children, have career and aspirations and goals that are going to elevate my mind and create an impact in the world. Oh, don't forget, manifest my dream life, meditate, go out with friends, and keep my friendships alive as well, because it's not all about being a mom, but oh yeah, and be a size 8, walk 10,000 steps a day, work out, eat healthy, do all the things. Oh, and let's not forget, we're supposed to get sleep too. If this list sounds like you're exhausted just reading it, then this is the episode for you. Welcome to the Control the Chaos Mama podcast, and today we are going to give you some tips to control the chaos, literally, to get rid of all the things that aren't serving you and to finally start your new year with some things that are things that you decide and not what society decides. All right, let's go. Hey, Angel here. So glad that you found this podcast. If this is your first time listening, I would love to hear what you're thinking of the show. Screenshot it now, share it over on IG, and you can tag me at angel.mcelhaney or Control the Chaos Mama podcast because I would love to connect with you over there. All right, so if you are at home and have Netflix, actually not Netflix, Disney Plus, you've probably watched Encanto. We actually saw it in the movie theaters. It is such a cute movie and the songs get stuck in your head, fair warning. But one of the songs, one of the actual characters in there is Luisa, and she is really strong. That is her power or whatever. And so there's actually a song that she sings called Under the Surface. And yes, I know many of my podcast episodes go back to Disney movies. You know, what can I say? Anyway, so this one is about basically Under the Surface. I'm going to read you just a few of these lyrics because it is really taking it back to the self-worth or the lack thereof, or putting all of your worth into the things that you do. And so here are a few lyrics from this. All right, so on one of the parts of the song, she says, under the surface, I'm pretty sure I'm worthless if I can't be of service. And I think that this lyric really does come down to our need to put our value into what we accomplish. And the fact of the matter is we're not even giving ourselves credit for so much that we do just innately, like that is given to us as mothers and entrepreneurs and just all the things. And I feel like a lot of times we are even making this part of our identity or almost like a badge of honor. So I think it will take us intentionally rewriting that, and probably each day, so that we can then maybe be a good model for our daughters, so that they won't feel like they have to hold the weight. And so and it goes on to say, talking about the pressure like a drip that'll never stop. And the thing is in the movie, I guess this is a spoiler alert, but it gets to a point to where the power is starting to break, and she like kind of has this like breakdown because it's like she's put all of her work in what she is doing. And so I think this is a really good lesson for us to kind of step back and realize that you are not only valued for what you do, you are actually, your value is innately just you, and that you have that self-worth just innately. It is you. Don't have to do anything for it. You were actually born with it. Like, it is something that is yours, and you just have to keep almost remembering or reminding yourself of that. And I think that takes a lot of intention. It even goes into saying that, and see if we can handle every family burden, which as she buckles and bends but never breaks. And just talking about all this pressure because she is going and being everything for everyone else. And so, and it even shows in one part of the movie where she is losing her power, but still like under the strain, like trying to do it. And so it's like literally about to break, right? And so I think that's what we do. We just keep going. And my first recommendation is, of course, to kind of slow down and be still, which is, I think, really hard, and without shame and guilt around that, because I think that sometimes we don't let ourselves do that because there's such a hustle culture and like a glorification of like the busyness and the go and all that, and the to-do list checking off and all that. And you do feel good when you like have a to-do list done. And like, I must say today, I actually finally went and got a something that I could reach the light and just change a light bulb that has been out legit for 2 months. And then we also had a new toilet seat that I wanted to switch like months ago when we upgraded the one downstairs, and I finally just did it. And it does feel good to finally like clear out mental clutter and like finally do the things that are like weighing in there as like these checklist of the things you're wanting to get done, all those little things that like keep adding up. But it doesn't depend on your worth and stuff. And so I have a couple tips for you guys today. This will be helpful in your business, but also in your personal life. These are some things that help me whenever I'm super overwhelmed and I want to do all the things. I want to get healthy and like get fit, but also scale my business, but also be intentional as a mom and cook more real meals and all the things. And we're going to go back to another Disney movie. And in Frozen 2, they talk about like take the next right step. And I've talked about this because it's such a like, it's about grief. And you guys know if you don't, but I have lost my mom. And it was really hard. And so that take the next right step, or I had this big sign that says one day at a time together. And so it's kind of like it's too big to think about all the things. So like, what is that next right step that I need to do that could get me, I guess, going healthier? And what it's going to do is not healthier like as in your size and all the things, but like I think mental health. Like, what do I need to be like a whole person myself so that I can really do and serve and be like fully there and present for everyone else, so that I'm not like anxious about and dreading what I have to do tomorrow, or anxious, or you know what I mean, for like all the things, like just thinking about like what I didn't do or what, like you're present. And so I think if you can think of just that next right step, then that will help you for sure to be more present. Now, when it's all swirling around your head, and if you're like me, you're biting your nails, I'm working on it. Add that to the resolution list. But I want you to brain dump. And I mean, this isn't a new process, but before you brain dump, I actually categorize it, but you could do it either way. So I know the different buckets that I have that I want, and it's good that you want to grow, and it's good that you want to evolve in all of these places. And that is good and valid, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's I think that the idea that you have to be perfect and that you have to do all the things, feed into all the things at the same time, that I think is when it falls off. So first, I want you to brain dump all the stuff, okay? Pretend you had all these like outsourced like help, right? And you could delegate and have like what, like just brain dump it all. Not even as if you're doing it all. But brain dump it all, and then I actually make the categories like I say first. So like I might have my photography stuff here, I might have my podcast stuff here, here's my home, here's my like self-care or like my health, I put that there. Here's what I want to do for my kids, and here's what I want to do for my marriage. And so you can kind of like plan or like put all those things there. And then brain dump like all of the things of how you want to show up in all those spots, right? So just know that your health part has to come first, because that's what feeds the rest. It is the big giant pitcher that is in the middle that you are going to keep putting water in so that it can flow out to the other cups, okay? And so with that, I think that literally you should drink water and think of what you need. And that might be where you like take time alone to go on a walk or have outdoor space, or lately I've just been standing by a window getting some sun rays because it's like really cold in Ohio. Anyway, so I want you to brain dump and categorize whichever order you do that in. And then I want you to prioritize. The biggest thing I think that I struggle with is the prioritization of the stuff, because here's the thing. I will prioritize paid things versus non-paid things because they are urgent and I'm ADHD, but I want you to prioritize it based on really your health too. So a lot of times we'll think, oh, I'm going to get more done if I don't go to the gym, or I don't go on the walk, or I don't do all of these things that are part of my health bucket. But I promise you, you will, because you will have more energy and you will just feel better. You will have drink water. You probably will have eat breakfast, and maybe even put your shoes on, because the power of putting your shoes on is so real. All right, so you're going to prioritize, and when you're prioritizing it, be realistic. Maybe look back at your cycle syncing stuff and see where you are in your cycle. And like, if you need something that is just like super basic, maybe keeping some sort of parameters around it, like times 3 the things that you're putting on the list of to do, of how long it's going to take you to do that. Group like tasks, because let's face it, if you leave a room, you're probably going to forget or get distracted. And so keep like tasks together, or like a flow, because that you can habit stack, and then you'll be automatically going into the next one, perhaps. That would work as well. And then this one's probably my favorite. Delegate. Ooh, doesn't that sound lovely? So I know that could be outsourcing, but also with your kids, your husband, like saying I need help is really, really valuable. And then also taking some things off the plate. Like if you see it on there and it's not a priority, just take it off. For me, that's like socks. All right, we have a sock bucket. Even when I was a kid, we had a sock bucket. We don't mess around with mated socks. Conserve the mental energy, and there's a sock bucket. So whatever you're like, I'm not going there, you probably have your thing. What is your thing? Come and tell me. But for us, it's socks. So I got 2 bins it's actually drawers that are in my bed that have the socks. So it's like, go for it. Now, from time to time, I will like be all Marie Kondo it. I'm going to love my space and made them all together, but I don't keep it up. So it ends up like a big pile of socks. So for me though, that is conserving my mental energy. And we do have a whole episode on how to conserve mental energy. So go back and listen to that if you need to. But this is the start of when you're just like all in your head in that ADHD paralysis. You are feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you're set up to fail. And I actually remember I had went back to work, and it was after I had Thea, and I was just feeling really stretched. And not the stretched like, oh, I'm uncomfortable and I'm going to grow. It was like the stretched of like, I remember telling Reggie, like, I feel like I'm not doing anything well because I'm so stretched. And that's what's going to happen whenever you like lay it all, if you go wide versus deep into the few things. I also have an episode on being more centered, and this can help you as well if you want to go back and listen to that one. I wish I knew the number, but I don't. But I think that if you can, instead of stretching out, go more in depth of what is based around your values and your core beliefs as far as your family. And so that's probably going to mean that sometimes you prioritized going on that walk, or that mental health, or taking time alone, or something like that whenever, and it meant that your kids ate nuggets, and it's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to do your good, better, best list and decide what those are. And so I actually recently saw, I think it was TikTok or something, and she was talking about there's like 3 different categories, and I can only do 2 right in one day. Like, so if my kids are fed like this amazing homemade meal, and I took a shower and looked presentable, and my house looks good, that's all 3 of them. So you can probably bank on getting 2 and let it be okay. And so I think that the problem really happens whenever we are not letting it be okay to drop a ball every once in a while. And just know that some of these balls are made of glass, and one of the ones that is totally your health. And so trying to remember which ones are glass and which ones are rubber, that actually comes from the James Patterson poem that I absolutely love. And about the balls. Anyway, it's also in the back of the book, from Suzanne's Diary to Nicholas. If you guys have never read that, it's really good. Anyway, I digress. Squirrel. So I want you guys to decide that you're not going to do all the things, and also prioritize the things that you want to do. But I do want you to focus on your health, because if you can be a full person, And when I say full person, like you're happier, you are, more clear, you're more present, you're there because your brain is not in all the spots. If you skip the health part and you go to, like, say, for instance, I'm going to go be a good friend and be a good mom and be a good wife, like you will be, your mind's spinning and you're not really there. So yeah, you'll be playing Barbies. I loathe Barbies, guys. Tell me what thing you hate to play with your kids. Give me fort building and a magnet tile or something like that. But for some reason, playing babies and Barbies is my downfall. Anyway, so is that a accurate, I need help for a babysitter, must like to play Barbies? Sorry, squirrel again. Anyway, you guys will have that from time to time if you guys are new to the show. But anyway, I hope this is helpful for you, and I want you to decide that it's okay not to be perfect. I want you to show up vulnerable and just like forget the highlight reel, because that brings to the last point I want to leave you with. And that's kind of my final thought for today, is to throw out the highlight reel. We are watching people on social media and on stories and all the things, and their life looks all perfect. Man, she works out and she's like killing it in her business and she's a good mom. And oh my gosh, I never see her kids on tablets. They're always like playing and getting along and dancing and all this stuff. And here I am over here, like my kids are fighting all the time and they're on tablets and just all these things that we're comparing. So stop comparing and know that everyone has a highlight reel that they're showing you, and they're not showing you all of the real stuff. And so I encourage you to show the real stuff, because I think that is when you will relate more with your audience and with really authentically who you are. You'll be able to show up more because you won't have to worry about, that you wore that shirt for 2 days and haven't showered yet. And so it's fine. You got paint in your hair from that project you did in the middle of the night randomly. It's fine. It's fine. Decide that some things are just fine being imperfect, because you are imperfect, but you are awesome. And I just want you to do less and let it be okay, and know that you are not just valued for the things you do, and you are killing it. You're doing a great job. Give someone, especially maybe another mom, a compliment today, and just watch her love tank just fill up. Whether that is a thank you note, whether that is or some sort of little love note that you're going to send out, or a post on her wall. Give some words, maybe a voice message, something like that, because we need encouragement and we need other people to see us. As a mom, a lot of times you do not feel seen. You just feel like you are just serving and serving everyone, and no one is noticing it. And so give some good words, give some encouragement, and just know that I am here to encourage you along the way. Come find me again at angel.mcilhaney on Instagram. And until next time, wishing you joy and abundance, Angel.